Welcome back to the Daily Dope Show. I'm your host, Brando, and yeah, there's a pretty big story. Um, so, South Africa basically has legal marijuana now, kind of in the vein of like a Vermont style personal use type thing where you can grow your own and do whatever you want with it. To a certain degree, I guess. I don't know if there's limits, but let's go ahead and just read what we got so far. This is from the South African by Tom Head. Breaking Dagga is now legal in South Africa for private use, rules Court. And that's the Constitutional Court. And I do have a copy of that somewhere here. Shit. Oh, there it is. Alright, so this is what the Constitutional Court actually put out for a media summary, a 3-page letter, and basically legalized Dagga for personal use. Now, if you're wondering what Dagga is, that's what the word is for cannabis in South Africa. So, in a victory for marijuana users across South Africa, Court has officially legalized Dagga use in private capacity. The judgment was made on Tuesday morning. So Dagga consumption given the green light. The Western Cape High Court sensationally ruled that Dagga should be legalized for home use in 2017, and I did mention that in a weekly show clip, but I didn't really update it after that happened. So some people might have been like, "Oh, didn't this already happen?" Because I don't know, the updates really weren't as sensationalized as when they said they legalized it. Everybody's like, "Oh, yay, yeah, okay, cool." However, the state appealed this decision, putting it on the back burner for another year. And that really didn't get the headlines. I seen it and I didn't even feel like kind of like reporting on it. I might have mentioned it in passing, but I don't think I did, to be honest. And if I did, it's really obscure. I wouldn't be able to point you in the direction of where I said it. South Africa's Constitutional Court has now handed down its own decision, which should be the final say in the matter. Forget 420, it looks like 918 will be a more significant number for South African smokers now. That's pretty cool. And it's pretty easy to remember too. 918. So Lauren Paris says the Constitutional Court has ruled in favor of private use of Dagga. It will no longer be a criminal offense. Raymond Zondo with the final say. The judgment was delivered by none other than Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. He's also the head of the state capture inquiry. Hold on. Cut. Where are we at here? We're around 333. Perfect. All right. Take 2 on Ramondo Zondo. Raymond Zondo with the final say. The judgment was delivered by none other than Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. He's also the head of the state capture inquiry, and his day doesn't end with this. Mr. Zondo will be attending the commission's hearing on Tuesday, where ABSA representatives are expected to testify. Needless to say, the verdict went down very well in the public chambers. Dagga Zondo says this is a unanimous judgment. Loud cheers are erupting inside the court as Justice Zondo is going through the judgment. And if you go to the hashtag for Dagga, there's a few things. I'm following the Dagga party. There's a few things you'll see, and then you'll see a bunch of other, obviously, people tagged it up. And there's a lot to look into for this. And it's all really awesome. I wish I could do like a documentary or one of those hour long clips just about the developments in South Africa. But I'm just going to leave it at what this article said, and I'm going to point you in the direction of this hashtag Dagga. And I mean, you can find all kinds of stories and, you know, this from the last 24 hours or so, it's been nothing but celebratory victory laps and, you know, various people trying to get publicity from it. And it's just pretty awesome. So you might want to go over there to that hashtag Dagga and check this out for yourself. So here's how Dagga in South Africa will work. The government now has 24 months to officially write this bill into law. However, private use does not have the go-ahead as of Tuesday 18. No, it does have the go-ahead as of Tuesday the 18th of September. Zondo clarified that it is now up to the ruling ANC to decide what quantities are allowed per person, and it must strictly be based on personal use. Quote, the judgment doesn't specify the amount that can be used by an adult in private use. This must be determined by Parliament. It must be for personal use of the person. So, you know, I'm sure that it's within reason. Like, basically, I'm thinking when you allow this kind of level of freedom for people to grow their own and use their own on their own property or whatever, not too many people are really going to be concerned about trying to cultivate massive operations or whatever. Well, anyway, the official status for Dagga is now that it is now decriminalized. However, dealing marijuana, selling it on to others, or smoking it outside of the confines of your own home remains an illegal practice. The official line is that adults are allowed to grow, use, and cultivate the substance on their own property. Everything else, including the potential for sin taxes, plus the where and when of how users can buy Dagga, must be outlined by the government. And that's your headline for the day. Cannabis is now pretty much legal for personal use in your own property to grow and use however you see fit, within reason on amounts until they come up with an actual like limit on that in South Africa. So another whole country has just legalized marijuana. I don't know how big of a headline this is because I don't watch mainstream media, but to me this is a big fucking headline because Canada just legalized marijuana technically. It hasn't actually been like, it's not actually legal to start growing your own plants in Canada right now unless you have a medical grow. They legalize marijuana, but you can't even grow your own plants, and when you can, it's so restrictive, it's ridiculous. So we'll see how this pans out here in South Africa, but to me this is a big deal. It's another whole country that just legalized marijuana. You know, where are we at in America? We can't even get most states on board. All right, that's all I got on this one. If you like what you're seeing on my channel, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I need all the subscribers I can get. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button on your way out. Peace.